In this video, I want to have a look at reducing balance loans. So a reducing balance loan is less expensive than a flat rate loan because the interest is calculated on the money that you still owe rather than the initial amount that you borrowed in the first place. So that means that as the balance that you owe decreases, the amount of interest that you're charged each period decreases as well. You can also save some more money when you're paying off your loan if you pay back more than the minimum amount each time period, or if you make payments more frequently. So say you make them weekly or fortnightly rather than just monthly. So let's have a look at an example. It says Jeremy borrowed $420,000 to buy a house and is charged 4.75% per annum reducible interest. He makes monthly repayments of $2,300. So we've been asked to complete that table for the first 2 months of his loan. So we're going to start off month one, the principal, so the initial amount he has at the start of that loan is that $420,000. Now to calculate the interest for that first month, the interest he's charged is 4.75% per annum. But because we're talking about months, the interest rate that we're going to be talking about is going to be 0.0475 divided by 12. So that's because we're looking at the interest rate monthly, not annually. So we're going to have this rate of that initial amount. So in your calculator, you're going to put this fraction times that 420,000, and you should end up with $1,662.50. So he now owes that initial amount of money plus this interest. So the amount he owes before repayment would be $421,662.50. Then we know that he pays back $2,300. So we're going to go this whole number here minus that $2,300, and we'd end up with $419,362.50. So he's just paid back $2,300 from his loan, but from the principal to the balance he now owes at the end of the month, he's only actually paid back about $700 of his loan. The rest of it was all interest. So back to that point that we made back in that first set of notes, is that if he paid back even $50 more, he's chipping an extra $50 off the actual balance of the loan as opposed to the interest. So every little bit that you can chip off this amount counts, because this amount now is going to be what we calculate our interest on in our next month. So a balance at the end of the first month becomes our principal at the start of the second month. So we've got that $419,362.50. Now we're calculating the interest on this number here. So we're going to go this rate again times this number, and we'd end up with $1,659.98. So you can see that because our balance was lower, because it's a reducing balance loan, our interest in this time period is slightly less than it was in the time period before it. So the amount he now owes is our principal for the second month plus the interest charged, which would give us $421,022.98. Then he's going to pay back that $2,300 again, and we'll be left with $418,722.48. So that's at the end of the second month. That's what he's still got left to pay. So that's one example of a reducing balance loan.